Hello, it's Lucas again. Welcome in another part of AstroLink device tutorial. This time I will describe you how to use and what can you do with these two sections, sensors and PWM, which can be used for setting up the regulated outputs of the AstroLink device. So starting from sensors, in the sensor section we have 5 fields that displays the ambient conditions. First 3 fields are displaying the values from the temperature and humidity sensor DHT22. So first one is ambient temperature, second one is relative humidity in the percent, and the third field displays the calculated dew point. So for the current temperature and humidity, dew point can be calculated. Fourth field displays the temperature of the second sensor that can be connected to AstroLink device, where you can measure temperature at any point you want to, like on the dew cap heater or on the camera casing or whatever. And fifth field is is used to monitor temperature change. So before I will elaborate more on this field, I will show you the settings for the sensors section. So when you open settings for the sensor section, you can see on the first tab the labels. You can name the sensors label any way you want to. For each label you can pick up your own name, and when you save it, it will be shown here. And second section, display, you can set up here you can choose the sensor that is used to monitor temperature change, and also you can enable temperature alert. So now we have second sensor enabled for temperature change monitoring, and the alert is set to half of the degree. I will set it maybe to 1 degree. So what does it mean? I will save the settings. Once the temperature is increasing or decreasing and this window is displaying the temperature change, when the temperature change reaches the setting of the alert will be shown. So I will turn on heating on the sensor tool, and the temperature should rise soon. Okay, it's rising. As you can see, it's now almost half degree. Now it's half. It should soon reach 1 degree, and then the alert will be triggered. So once the alert is triggered, this window becomes red, and also there are 2 checkboxes you can check. Also buzz with device buzzer when alert is triggered, and also alert with system sound. So it's pretty self-explanatory. When the temperature exceeds the temperature change warning level, when this checkbox is checked, also device is buzzing with the internal buzzer, and also computer plays alert system sound. This is quite useful if you want to, for example, be warned when the temperature dropped for some amount, and you need, for example, to do some actions on it, like refocus or adjust focusing. If the temperature alert is not enabled, then all the alerts are off, and the window is just displaying the temperature change. You can reset this window by clicking on it, like here, and then it resets to 0 value. This is about the sensor section, and then regulated output section. So AstroLink device has 2 regulated outputs that can be used for powering like dew cap heaters or fan coolers or Peltier coolers, whatever you want to. The output can be set to any value between 0 and 100%, and also there are 2 more values like heat and auto mode. If you select heat mode, then the output is proportional to the humidity, to the ambient humidity, so it's perfect solution for decap heaters. And the settings for this heat mode is in the settings of the regulated output section. So I'll just open the settings window. Here you have the same thing as for the sensors, so you can name the labels of the outputs, whatever you want to. Another thing you can do is to set up startup values for each output, so this value will be set up automatically when the power is on, even before the AstroLink is connected to computer. And next section is about this heat mode. So here are two values to set. First one is the relative humidity when the heat starts, and then second one is humidity when the heater reaches 100% of power. So now, as you can see, start heat at humidity is set to 60% and humidity is 57, so the output is to 0. But when I lower this value to 50%, so now 57% is more, and you can see that the output start to heat. Once the humidity reach 95%, the output will be powered with 100%. What else do we have in the settings? On the auto tab, there are two. Auto tab can be used to to control the regulated output in the way that the given sensor is kept in the preset temperature. So, for example, you can put this sensor in some place that you want to heat or cool, and then it will be output will be controlled in a way that this sensor will be kept in the temperature preset. There are third field to select. There are two modes of control, which is direct and reversed. Direct mode means that when the sensor temperature is lower than temperature preset, then the output will be on, and this mode is used for heating. So, for example, if you have heater for the mirror, for example, you want to keep the mirror in the constant temperature, then you will use this direct control direction. Reverse direction is for cooling. So once you have, like, for example, Peltier cooling for your camera that you made your own, you can use this in the reversed mode. So once the sensor temperature is higher than the preset, then the output will be on. So effectively the Peltier will be on and it will cool the camera down. And the last tab is frequency. Basically, this is the default output frequency is 31,000 Hz, and you probably should not change it to any lower value unless there is unless you use some equipment that requires lower frequency. Okay, so basically this is it. In this part and in another part of the tutorial, I will tell you about the power section to monitor power, voltage, amperage and energy consumed by your devices, and the switchable outputs that you can connect your mount camera or anything else. Thank you for now and see you next time.